January 2026, and I did it again. I once again failed my 1 rep max PR goals. This is probably not a huge surprise for a lot of people who followed me on social media, because I was dieting for the later part of my program, trying to cut some weight before my Brazil vacation, and then eating pretty unstructured once I came back, because it was Christmas. I went through a 10-week program with a focus on the big three lifts, like trying to get a higher 1 rep max on bench press, the high bar back squat, and conventional deadlift. I did not really push for a improved squat max because I've been running a lot lately compared to the past. It was like not at all. And therefore, I didn't really have it in me to push my squat because I was lifting 4 to 5 times a week and I was running 3 times a week. And it was just too much volume for me that I felt like I was really drained. Like when you have orange and you really squeeze it until there's only the pulp left. Those were my legs. Surprisingly, I actually hit a 160 kilogram 1 rep max on deadlift, because there I stayed pretty consistent with the programming and it worked rather well, I would say. And then we come to bench press, which is the one I'm actually focusing on. I missed it again. As you remember maybe from last Christmas season, I aimed to hit 100 kilogram, which is like 225 for people who use freedom units, which is not that much. I mean, I'm currently at 74 kilogram body weight, so benching 100 in a barbell bench is not that much, but I cannot do it. I think it's a combination of my shoulder being really not the best, which is maybe genetic to some degree because it's exactly the same for my dad. And I maxed out at 97.5 kilogram again. Maybe I could have gotten the 100 if I would have a spotter that helped me to unrack, but when I tried to unrack the 100 kilogram, I could tell I will not get it. I could tell I do not have it in me. And maybe it was also just like, to some degree, like not the ideal day, because sometimes your energy is up, sometimes it's not ideal. But let's just say I can tell that I'm not meant to lift really heavy. This also makes me kind of wonder, like, what is my goal in the gym? Because in the end, I don't care about how much weight I lift. I'm 40 years old. Like, I'm not a gym bro. I'm not like 20 years old. And it's like no one else cares. Because if you're on social media, if you don't lift at least like 300 pounds, everyone's going to assume you're just weak. Like, what are you? Like, why are you not lifting 500-pound barbell bench, one-handed deadlift? Some bullshit. This made me reevaluate what is my goal in the gym. I'm not there to get like really heavy lifts. I'm not into powerlifting and I'm not really interested in the result, how much weight I can push. It's more like I'm 40 years old and I'm trying to be as in shape as I can, which is also why I started running, but let's talk about that some other time. And it's really about how do I look when I go to the beach? It's like, how do clothes look on you? Like, how much do your knees and elbows hurt in your daily life? So from now on, for the beginning of 2026, I completely refocused my program. Higher reps, like a lot more volume and not as heavy. Just to like also like take some pressure out of the joints and everything, because I could hear my elbow click when I was doing pull-ups and I could feel the burn in my shoulder when I was bench pressing. is this how dying feels? So now it's really more the focus on a bodybuilding style training again to just like get my body back into balance. I am again dieting because beach vacation coming up soon-ish. It's just that I'm not as delulu anymore as when I was young about what you can reach with your body. Because on one hand, there's a lot of change. Like, I would have never believed I would be in this shape at my age because I was not in this shape when I was 25. But at the same time, you have to be realistic about what you can achieve because we all have different genetic limits and we all have different lifestyles and we're not all willing to take steroids to get really huge, even though we all want to be really huge. So I might have failed my lifting goals for the end of 2025. But there's still one more target I've set for the beginning of this year, as I was training for a 10K run over the last 12 weeks. And soon it's gonna be time to see what I've achieved.